He's such a happy little boy, and to see him like this, laying there not moving, not talking, it's heartbreaking, you know? We just want to hold him, and we can't.
Right now, the 19-month-old Boonka Fongshua is in a medically induced coma in the Grady burn unit. When a flash grenade went off in his crib, he suffered serious injuries. His 3 sisters, who have been crying since the raid, are not allowed in their brother's room, so they recorded this sweet message for their brother.
I love you. We love you. I love you no matter what happens. I love you, boo-boos.
So tragic and so sad. And our thoughts and prayers, of course, are with that little boy as he recovers in a burn unit in Atlanta Hospital. Well, the question remains, did SWAT members act recklessly, or was this just a tragic accident? Well, it turns out that the drug task force here that investigated this case has a controversial history. In 2009, its agents shot and killed an unarmed man. That unarmed man was a pastor who left behind a pregnant wife. That incident was caught on tape.
These are the last pictures taken of Reverend Jonathan Ayers. Moments later, outside a gas station in Toccoa, Georgia, Tuesday afternoon, surveillance video shows a black truck pull up. 2 undercover officers get out. Then, with guns drawn, they point at Ayers, who's the driver of the car. Ayers goes into reverse, hitting one of the agents before driving off. The 28-year-old father-to-be didn't make it too far. He crashed and later died. Been shot by one of the agents.
They deserve punishment. They deserve to feel somewhat of the pain that we're feeling, because I can't get my brother back. He's gone forever.
Rebecca Floyd says there's no way her baby brother would have run if he would have known the men who had guns were officers. Because they were undercover, the officers were not in uniform, but investigators say they had badges around their necks and clearly identified themselves. Still, Floyd isn't buying it.
I think anyone in that situation would run. I know I would. If someone pulled up to me with guns, I would run.
Yes, indeed. And we want to know what you think about that SWAT grenade explosion. Is it a tragic accident, or is it police recklessness? Like us on Facebook and let us know how you feel. Now, Mike, I have to ask you the question.
Sure.
You know, you've been in the business a long time. Do not police have information, intelligence, knowledge that would prevent something like this?
Joey, I've written many ops plans. I was on the, we called ours the emergency response team. That I was also assigned to the FBI SWAT team when I was assigned to them. And every time you do one of these raids, you write up an ops plan, and you go with the best information you have possible. The reason they did this no-knock with the use of flashbangs is because of the history of the guy who was selling the drugs, so they just bought from just right before this, and the fact that they believed the guns were inside. There was nothing inside the house to indicate to them that there was any children anywhere. And you heard what the sheriff said. They would put the kids in the back. They were doing this. They were selling drugs in the house with the kids there, putting the kids in danger. So, with that said, they came up, they hit the door with the ram. To them, it seemed like the door was barricaded. They threw the flashbang in there, not knowing there were any kids.
Janet, here's my issue. Here's my issue. Number one, controversial task force. It happened in 2009. Right. They shot a pastor. They killed him. Right. Number two,
but they were cleared by the GBI, Joey.
$2 million settlement. But that the officer involved comes to find he should not have even had the gun. He was fired.
But it was still what they called a justified shooting.
And the officer knew the prosecutor. I'm not buying that. Now, Janet, on this issue...
Oh, so you're saying the GBI is are you saying they're dirty? Is that what you're saying, Joey?
Let me interject between the two of you. Don't they escalate it? And my clients say this, you know, if you're selling drugs, I'm not saying you deserve a reward, but doesn't the police escalate it by treating everybody like an armed and dangerous killer and going in there with a ram?
If you're selling meth and you've been locked up for guns before,
here's the problem.
That is a high-risk
Here's the problem.
You're not going in for somebody with a traffic ticket.
And what further bothers me, Mike, about this case is that the person they were looking for wasn't there. And the fact is there was a family there who had moved in there because Their house was burned in Wisconsin.
Did those kids, did that family put those kids in that position?
No.
No, they shouldn't have.
The reality
What if the kids had gotten some of the meth and overdosed in the house?
The reality is that's not this case. The fact
what I'm
is
saying
that
is
police
they are reckless by having the kids in that house to begin with. They are reckless.
Police have a very dangerous job. We respect the police. We believe in the police. But there needed to be more information at that particular time so that this tragedy didn't happen. Period.